In this presentation, we want to study the foreign exchange market. This is not a single market, but rather a collection of paired markets. We'll construct this currencies model in terms of dollars and see outcomes of a decrease in the demand for dollars. We'll start by labeling E on the vertical for the exchange rate and QF on the horizontal to measure the quantity of funds in the market. The exchange rate is the price of one currency in terms of some other currency. The quantity of funds are a mix of all the currencies being bought and sold in these markets. Let's construct our demand and supply curves. Here's our demand curve. It slopes down and to the right to represent the negative relationship between the exchange rate and the quantity demanded of funds. The supply curve shows the positive relationship between exchange rates and the quantity supplied of these funds. Where the demand and supply schedules cross is equilibrium. Equilibrium determines the exchange rate for a certain quantity of funds. At equilibrium, the quantity demanded and the quantity supplied are equal. Let's use an example with dollars to better understand how equilibrium works in the market. Using dollars in this market, the demand curve represents anyone who's demanding dollars in terms of some other currency. These demanders would be selling currencies in some other foreign exchange market in order to buy US dollars in this foreign exchange market. The sale and purchase happen simultaneously. Again, focusing just on dollars in this market, the supply curve represents anyone who is selling dollars in terms of some other currency. These suppliers would be demanding currencies in some other foreign exchange market by selling US dollars in this foreign exchange market. Selling in one market means buying in another. Let's see what happens when there's a decrease in demand. Many things may cause a decrease in the demand for dollars. If trade partners reduce imports from the U.S., or if interest rates at U.S. banks or on U.S. bonds fell, the demand for dollars may fall. A decrease in demand may be shown by shifting the demand curve to the left, D2. Other things being equal, a decrease in demand for dollars will decrease the equilibrium exchange rate and quantity supplied of dollars in this market. The new market equilibrium is at E2 and F2. This represents a weaker US dollar in the foreign exchange market.